Yeah, so hello everyone to today's snapshot. It's a pleasure for me today to give some insights into another activity that we are doing in our StableNet Innovation Lab framework. I want to show you today a little bit what we are looking at in terms of generative AI, large language models, and how chat-based applications could potentially be an add-on to StableNet to in this case specifically help with navigating the product and finding quicker the precise topics you need in the software. I think this will not be the last webinar we are giving on this topic. There will for sure be an update somewhere in the future because this is an ongoing topic. We are working in this with different partners as well. And today I want to show you a current state and little bit use this to get a discussion going, to contact us, and to also actively contribute if you like to get in discussion. So without further ado, let's look into this a little bit. What we see here on the screen is a typical StableNet portal view on the left side, and on the right side, as visible in the very first moment, there is an additional chat window that has been added here. This is not technically integrated directly in the portal, but it's put next to the portal and it's steering the portal, so it's helping to navigate to certain views. And I will now just in the next few minutes use this chat window and type some commands to give you a little overview of the feeling and also explain some topics with this. So in order to start that, I'm just starting with some simple commands like asking this chatbot that I need support and that I get an answer. As this is a first prototype, the functions are still limited, but I get already some ideas what I can do, like opening an analyzer, viewing dashboards, going to event tables, geographical maps, device dashboards, and so on. So I get a feedback here. I also get some example commands that I can run. And just maybe staying with this for a while, I don't get this overview just when writing I need support, but I would get similar things if I'm writing the word help, or if I'm asking, can you assist me? I would also get something similar. So this is already an indicator that this is not using a typical approach as you might know it from previous chatbot approaches that have been there a few years ago, where basically every keyword had to be hard-coded and you had to tell the system exactly what it should be waiting for. But it's more working in a sense that you have certain views that you want to reach or certain behavior you want to reach, and you are basically combining this with sets of example statements that lead to this, and the models in the background, the large language models which are enriched by this, are then doing the job of actually finding common words and finding the things that can be matched, so you don't need to do any hard-coded pattern matching or provide large lists of commands. So this is one of the benefits, and that's also why I say we will be continuing the work there. It's just a start. So let's dive into this a little bit. What I will first do is I will actually call a show command on RowGuard, and it's actually recognizing, okay, RowGuard is a device in my system. So it is now opening a device dashboard for that specific device and showing me more information. And this is also in this case, so now if I keep typing, you see I now have my focus here on the left upper side, so I need to go back to my chat window to keep typing. So now this is not case sensitive. In this case, I can also look for it with lower letters. I can also, like for instance, ask for the device RowGuard, and I end up in a similar view. So again, there are different things how I can reach this. And now just using the same show command here, like writing show again, but in this case now writing something different. In this case, there is not a device called QNet, but there is a weather map called QNet. So actually the chatbot is recognizing, okay, maybe the user is actually wanting now, rather than finding a device that is anyway not there in this case, maybe the weather map is needed. Or if this if I directly know that I'm looking for a weather map, I could also work with a word like map, and then I just, as you can see from the output here, it's the same link. So I stay in the same view. Nothing is changing on the left side, but it's another way reaching the same goal. And now let's say I also have, I want to see if there's also a dashboard about QNet. So I'm actually writing dashboard QNet. And here we are. There is a dashboard which has been pre-configured, and this one's called QNet. So I'm actually getting this this QNet dashboard here as a view. So again, it is also despite of using the same sort of words, it's also recognizing, depending on what the words are, what could be the most interesting view that I'm actually looking for. And now I'm again using the show command. So I have been using show for Rogat, and I got a device. I have been using it for QNet, and I got a weather map. And now I'm using it again. And now let's say I want to show Berlin. And what I actually get now is I get a weather a geographical map. So now it recognized, okay, Berlin is a city. A city has geographical coordinates. And now I'm suddenly jumping into yet another view, which is actually showing me a device geo map, and I'm seeing my devices on a map. Or I can say, let's say I'm just writing Berlin, which provides me basically with the same page again. Or I can also say, what about Hamburg? And it's actually recognizing, okay, that's not working. I was expecting this to work. Why is Hamburg not working? Ah, there we are. Now it got Hamburg. So it's proof of concept, still learning. We also have included some first functionality that the commands that are not recognized are saved for later analysis. So we also have a chance to use this for training our set. If this can be switched on and off depending of whether this is wanted or not. So now I ended up being in Hamburg, and just maybe showing a last example, also now jumping to Paris. And now this is now specifically the devices view, but now let's, for instance, say I want to have a geomap with alarms. So I'm asking for alarms in Frankfurt. And there we are. I'm now jumping to Frankfurt. And those of you who can, first of all, you can see it. And those of you who can interpret these links, you also see that now before the map was been, the attribute was set to device, now it's set to alarms. So now it's also showing me alarms on a map here. So it's yet another view, and I hope that already by now you can see that this is quite helpful to navigate quickly to different views. Maybe showing some more examples here. Now I'm for example generally asking for what alarms are open. And let's see what's happening now. So in this case, I'm now moving away from a geographical map, and I'm actually moving to an open alarms table. In this case, this is loading a bit because we are currently in that system. We have several tens of thousands of alarms because we are currently developing something else in our research system where we are working with a lot of interfaces, and we are setting up synthetical traffic, which is not fully ready yet, which results in a lot of alarms here. So that's why the table loaded a little bit, but you can see that I get this open alarms table here, and I can equally also ask, for instance, for events, show events, and then I get the events table instead. So this is really like showing the idea of having quick short commands to reach certain views. And as I said before, not all of this has to be hard coded, but it's rather about providing a set of example sentences, and large language models in the backend are actually grabbing the information from there and doing the job also of making this go beyond certain keywords only. The next thing I maybe want to do now is let's look a little bit into an analyzer and get some time series data looked at. So now I'm asking again for Rogat, but in this case I want to analyze Rogat for, let's say, the last 3 days. And if I'm opening this, I now actually get an analyzer chart. And if you look at the time down here, you see that this is directly like the time frame of the last 3 days. So it already saved me the time. I can, of course, reach this as well normally in the user interface, but it saved me the time of selecting the device already, pre-selecting the device, of already selecting the time range. So again, this is helping with navigation. I can also say analyze Rogat 5 days without using the word last. it's still accepting this. So last is not a keyword that is needed here. I can also say, let's say 2 weeks, analyze ROGAT. So it's also not about like now I got 2 weeks. So it's also not about the precise order of this. It's really, it's more robust than previous chatbots, and it's really nice to work with this, to start to work with this, and we see a lot of potential there also coming in the future. Last but not least, I can also jump back to my home screen, or to my dashboard screen, which in this case will show the same thing. So this is a short overview in this few minutes about some commands that are included already, and showing the general idea of navigating a web-based framework with chatbot. And towards the end of this session, I just want to quickly show 2 things in 2 other tabs of my browser. On the one side, I want to quickly jump here to one sketch that we have as part of the collaboration center, where we have the also where the active contributors working with us on these topics have access to, where we are basically showing on a high level how this concept is being worked on. So on the one side, we have the knowledge of our team InfoSim, which is combining the pre-trained large language models that are openly available, like for instance BERT, with domain knowledge, understanding of StableNet and examples. And by that, we could create a proof of concept like the StableNet chat that I showed today. And in addition, from the customer side, the idea is moving forward that the stable chat is then combined with a particular StableNet environment in order to provide concrete results for a given StableNet environment. And this also helps with not having any need to load all the data in some, I don't know, cloud service somewhere in the world, but you can basically run this locally with the sensible data and just have parts of it available, or even consider running everything on premise. And those are just topics we are looking at right now in our StableNet Innovation Lab. And this is also my finishing part for this webinar today. I want to finish with again, motivating all of you, if not done yet, to have a look at the collaborative projects where the partners and customers of us have access to, and you can see what we are doing. And if there is any specific topic that is of interest from you, please let us know, either to actively contribute and work with us, or to sign up for the newsletters and stay up to date. And with this, I want to say thank you for your interest in today's webinar, to StableNet, Stable Chat, chat-based navigation in StableNet, and looking forward to the continued cooperation. Thank you very much.